Hey friends, my name is Sarah. I grew up Amish in Pennsylvania, and I've gotten this question more times than I can count. Why don't Amish women shave their legs? And first, I want to clear up the biggest misconception right away. It's not one simple rule that applies the exact same way to every Amish woman everywhere. The Amish aren't one single organization. Each community follows its own set of church guidelines called the Ordnung, and that Ordnung can be stricter in one place and looser in another. So what I'm about to explain is the most common reasoning you'll hear in many traditional Amish circles, especially the more conservative ones. Now, the short answer is this. In many Amish communities, shaving is seen as unnecessary worldly grooming tied to vanity, and the Amish are taught to avoid vanity as a spiritual discipline. It's about humility, plainness, and not drawing attention to your body. And because Amish women dress modestly, with long skirts and usually stockings, leg hair simply isn't something anyone is expected to manage for appearance. But let's make it real. The reason this gets so much attention is because in mainstream American culture, smooth legs got marketed as normal, especially in the last century, and it became tied to femininity. Amish culture didn't adopt that trend because the whole point of Amish life is selective separation. Just because the outside world decides something is a beauty standard doesn't mean the Amish feel any pressure to follow it. In plain Amish thinking, a lot of beauty routines fall into the category of doing extra work just to look a certain way for other people. And that's where the word vanity comes in. It's not that Amish women don't care about cleanliness or basic self-care. They absolutely do. It's that they're taught to be cautious about anything that turns the focus toward personal display. There's also a second layer people don't realize. The Amish often connect grooming choices to the idea of accepting the body as God created it. That doesn't mean Amish people never trim or groom anything, but it does mean there's a strong cultural instinct toward don't mess with what doesn't need messing with. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Some Amish teachings around women's hair come from the New Testament passage in 1 Corinthians 11, which Amish and other plain Anabaptist groups often cite when they talk about women's head covering and the idea of hair as a kind of glory. That passage includes the line that if it's disgraceful for a woman to have her hair cut off or shaved, she should cover her head. That's one reason Amish women traditionally don't cut the hair on their head, keep it pinned up and cover it with a prayer covering. And in stricter circles, the don't cut hair idea can extend into a broader mindset that you don't shave body hair either, especially when shaving is seen as cosmetic rather than necessary. Now, I want to be careful here because this part depends heavily on the specific church. Some Amish women do shave quietly, especially in less conservative groups. Some shave before baptism and then stop after baptism. Some shave before marriage and stop after marriage. Some don't shave at all, and some do, and no one makes it a big dramatic issue because honestly, Amish communities focus more on visible plain dress and behavior than on things no one sees. But in very conservative groups, the Ordnung can be specific and strict about not using razors on the body. One example from a discussion of conservative Ordnung expectations states directly that the Ordnung does not permit you the use of scissors or razors on any part of your body, and it explicitly mentions not shaving legs or underarms. So why do so many Amish women feel like shaving their legs doesn't fit their life? Because in Amish life, your identity isn't supposed to come from looking attractive by outside standards. It's supposed to come from faith, family, work, and community. When you're wearing long dresses, practical shoes, and stockings most of the time, shaving your legs isn't just unnecessary, it can feel like you're borrowing a beauty rule from a culture you're intentionally trying not to imitate. And I'll tell you something that sounds small, but it matters. When you grow up Amish, you're not standing in front of a mirror every day studying yourself. In some communities, even mirrors are discouraged because they can feed pride. That changes everything about how you think about your body. Your legs are not a feature, they're just your legs. Another thing people ask is it about hygiene? No. Body hair isn't unhygienic by itself. Hygiene is about washing, clean clothes, and managing sweat and odor, not whether hair exists. The Amish may do things in an old-fashioned way, but that doesn't mean they're careless about cleanliness. Shaving is mostly a cosmetic choice in modern culture, not a hygiene requirement. And then comes the follow-up question. People whisper, okay, but what do Amish men do? In many Amish groups, men shave their faces when they're young and unmarried, and after marriage, they grow a beard. That beard becomes a visible marker of adult married status, so the whole community already treats hair as symbolic in different ways depending on gender and life stage. So if you came here expecting one shocking secret, here's the honest truth. It's not really about legs, it's about values. In mainstream culture, shaving is often about presentation. In Amish culture, not shaving can be a quiet way of saying, I'm not living for that. And if you're wondering what it feels like to leave that world and suddenly be surrounded by totally different expectation, it's surreal because you realize how many normal things aren't actually normal. They're just popular.